Alright, welcome to day 36 of the Vera series. I know I was gone for a while, but I'm back. So unfortunately we did not get a level increase. Maybe we'll get one tomorrow, but we might not get one until patch 2.3. But starting out, you want to go over to the casual tab, and then you have the building section so that way you can get to your artificial island. Once there, you got to go back to casual, then you got to hit building, and then you hit claim so that way you can get your resources for the day, because remember, you can only hold your resources for 24 hours. On top of that, don't forget to clear your enemies because they respawn Monday. And of course, you want to check the exchange door because you want to buy all of your weekly items. So let's go ahead and go back to casual, and let's talk about the new thing we can do, fishing. This is purely an optional thing you can do. You do not have to do this, so I want to go ahead and state that. But here are a few things that you might want to know. Let's go ahead and take a look at the store tab. You want to go down and buy your fishing pole to start out. Then you can only buy 350 bait for the week. So I went ahead and bought 10 of these. So 10 plus 340 is my 350. So ideally, you want to just buy enough bait so that way you can start getting fish, so that way you can sell them to start getting coins where you can buy other things in the store and start increasing your fishing rate. The next important thing would be this info tab. So you want to go ahead and take a look at today's fish price. This tells you what fishes are going to sell for more. And green is down and red is up, so it's a little confusing. So right now, a green snapper is worth a lot of money because it's up 77%. What you want to do is probably be like, okay, so where are green snappers located? And this tells you where you can find it. In the Confounding abyss, between 5 to 1500. Let's say you catch something that's pretty bad. Purple puffer. That's down 83%. You need to sell your fish the same day it's catch. If you wait a day, it looks like you're going to lose 20% of the value. But since this one's worth so little, you might want to just wait until the next day, and hopefully this changes it to a better price. And that's roughly how you're doing the fishing game. Next, you want to do Mia's Kitchen, and you want to do your daily bounties. And I am going to go with the Sparrow from now on, because now it looks like some of these daily bounties are going to the Confounding abyss, which is kind of annoying to go through. Then we got Vitality, starting with joint operations. So for today, we got access to Bracer's Chest, a Huma, and a Samir Matrix. And we can do the end game. So both of these are actually pretty good dungeons, and you might want to use a few vitality solutions. So next we got Interstellar Exploration, and you want to check Aspera as well as check Vera, so that way you can see all of your stargates. And if you notice, trying to level up your characters, we are now at the CN value, but that should be getting fixed fairly soon. But to see if you have any level 3 stargates, you want to check and see if this weapon battery category has a number 3, then it's a level 3 stargate. But if it has a number 2, it's a level 2 stargate. If you don't have any level 3s or level 2s, you can always do dimensional trials. And if you need money, you could always do space-time domains. But if you're pressed for time, you could always make omnium beacons. Which brings us to our optionals, and that is giving gifts to your 1.0 characters, and the best way to do that is to go to the black market, see this island, and do the claw machine, and do your 2 trainings for the day. But it looks like they took this from the challenge tab, so hopefully they add that back in soon. So currently you need to find one of the training facilities that are active, talk to it, and then click on the bottom one because it's going to be worth the most points, and then go ahead and click on go. I'll go ahead and help you guys out. Most of the top training facilities are always going to be in Warren, but what is not optional is doing your 8 fun zones for the day. So of course we have our 6 right here, but now we have 2 extra. We basically have the flight simulator, so this one's fairly simple, especially if you're pretty good at using the flight controls. And then we have shoot the pictures, and how Samir is very helpful in most of these games. She's extremely helpful in this last game, so just use Samir and then shoot all the pictures. Then of course, if you haven't cleared out the Greyspace, you can always do that, but the main thing that you want to try to do is to do your Twilight zone, but you do have an 8-hour time limit, so there is no rush on that. And if you need help on how to do any of that, I got a guide on my channel. And then we have appointed research. And now we have a few extra options that we can do. So if you scroll to the right, you have this other appointed research called runes research. So you need to go ahead and clear out all the sections down here. So phase 1 through 5, and then do phase 1 through 7 of this one. And then eventually you get to the S level to where you can create a micro reactor. But again, this is basically for wells, but this is a quick way to where you can get your micro reactor. But the nice thing is, since we have these extra districts we can do, you get a lot of materials that you can use to upgrade your appointed research. But if you enjoy these daily guides, I would greatly appreciate a like so that way they can spread more on YouTube. And another thing that you want to make sure that you do is to go talk to the security force. So once you make it here, you want to go ahead and talk to the commission publisher, and you have 3 tasks that you can do for the week. If you complete all 3 tasks, you're going to be able to get 300 Mira and 150 Ode Vera coins. So this is something that you want to at least knock out every week. And another optional thing that you can do is Mirroria racing. This is something that you don't have to do, but it's a fun little task. And I believe if you get like top racer or something like that, you're going to get a little extra Mira a month. But if you buy the monster truck for 7,500 Mira, you're going to have the fastest vehicle. And we got another supply run, so you want to make sure that you're logging in at least 7 days so that way you get all of these dark crystals. And in case you guys didn't know, we got some more codes to where you can get some more free items. So I'm going to go ahead and post them on the screen right here. So make sure that you redeem these codes before they go away. Which brings us to our weekly tab. So you want to make sure you do enough things down here so that we can get everything up top. And it turns out for the type 3 keys, unfortunately nothing got added this patch. So most likely in patch 2.3 is when we're going to be able to do extra things with the keys. So I'll leave that up to you guys. If you want to save till patch 2.3 or just be like, I'm just going to go ahead and get that visor. And now we got our challenges. So if you're trying to do something like the Bygone Phantasm or Frontier Clash, you might want to use your Mia's Kitchens to power yourself up, but starting with the Bygone Phantasm. So again, I recommend that you take a look at this weapon bonus, and if you have a good weapon bonus, you want to try to do this sneak to next level. And if your CS is high enough, you're going to be able to jump up 11 levels as long as you can beat that floor. But the biggest thing that's going to determine your rank is sequential Phantasm. So if you're able to get a high score here, you're going to most likely get the top rewards for the week. Then we have the Critical Abyss. Now this is basically well PvP. If you win a match, you basically get 2,000 points, and I believe if you lose a match, you get 1,000 points. You have a daily limit of 7,000. So it's not too hard to go ahead and max this out every day, but it's something that you don't necessarily have to do, since the rewards are not that great anyway. Frontier Clash. If you got a Frost comp, hopefully you have some friends that can carry you. But you want to go ahead and knock this out so that we can get some better pieces of gear, or you could just wait till Saturday once you get all the attempts and do it then. Void Rift. We got another attempt today, so you want to go ahead and knock that out so that way you get that shot for that matrixy. Wormhole. We got another 5 days to go ahead and complete this, and you want to make sure you do so that way you can get that extra energy crystal dust. Raids. You want to make sure you knock out the last 2 on heroic, and you do battle test area on heroic so that way you get the best rewards for the week. Break from Destiny. This got updated, so you definitely want to make sure that you do this at least 1 time so that way you can get that 800 dark crystals. Apex League. If you're trying to reach Grand Marshal, you might want to put a couple hours in each day. Then we got our daily buys, so you want to go to shop, hot, and then you can buy your 2 vitality solutions. But for me, I'm going to stop because I already have 100. But they went ahead and changed some things in this store. So again, if you can afford it, go ahead and try to buy your booster modules and your advancement modules for the week. Then we have this radar detector, and they were nice enough to give us 2 for free. This helps you find a world exploration point, but for 50 dark crystals, that's way too much. This literally should be like 5 because you only get 1 chance to use this. Personally, I recommend that you do not do this, but if you're like a completionist and then you have like 99.9% and you're looking for like 1 more exploration dot, then if you want to spend 50 dark crystals, be my guest. So for the next tab, we have choice materials. This is basically a quality of life feature for whales. Then we got the hot tab if you want to basically buy a mount. I don't recommend it. And then we have popular packs where you can either get your proof of purchases or you can get this growth pack, which is not a terrible deal, but it's still kind of mainly for whales. Which brings us to the Commissary, starting with the Crystal Dust store. So you want to make sure you buy your advancement modules and your booster modules for the week and your Vera special gifts for the week. And when it comes to your Potent Omnium Crystal, I recommend that you pass because you should have enough to reach an 8.3, even 8.4 suppressor through exploration alone. But what you can do with your Golden Crystal Dust is buy a good pair of boots. If you have a good pair of boots, so you can buy hands. And if you have a good pair of hands, so you can buy whatever else you want. Space Time store. You want to buy your booster modules, your advancement module, and your data repeaters for the week. Cruise store. Now the only thing I recommend that you spend your points on are relics, and the relics that I recommend are Space Time Rift or Omnium Shield. Support store, and this one got a change. So you want to try to buy your 3 joint supply chips for the week, your Space Time Crystal Dust, and your Space Time Crystal Fragments. And then we got return support points. Now the big thing that you want to try to get are these space-time crystal fragments using return support points. But you do need 2,000 to go ahead and get those. So I recommend that you take a look at my return support point guide. They are pretty difficult to get, so I understand if you're going to pass. And if you just get tons of return support points, you can consider buying the proof of purchase or Goat Nucleus for the week. And another thing that got to change, the point store. So with your regular training points, I just recommend that you buy a spare special gift so that way you don't have to do training, black market, or Cetus Island again. But you could buy matrix data packs or weapon batteries if you're trying to level up your matrices or weapons. And then the Critical Abyss is how you get these points. And as you see here, there's not really anything that's going to help increase your power. There's just some cool cosmetics that you can get. One nice thing to get are these crystal chunks to where you can spend 25 to get clusters. Playing a few matches of it is probably not bad to do. And with that should cover everything new that I found out so far. I'm still taking my time exploring, so if I find out anything else, I'll be sure to let you guys know. Well, hopefully you guys enjoyed this. If so, feel free to check out my starter guide. But other than that, talk with you guys later.